everybody, my name is Ofelia Fuentes and welcome to one of my videos. So today I'm going to be creating a pop art zombie look. It's actually my first attempt on doing something like this ever, so I'm pretty excited. We're just going to skip over this clip very quickly because I started out drawing a brain, but you will see throughout my video that I really struggled with the brain out of anything. So yeah, let's just jump right into the video. But very quickly, I just wanted to say thank you so much for clicking on this video. Don't forget to subscribe and hope you make it all the way to the end. So yeah, let's actually jump right into the tutorial. So to start off, I wanted to create my zombie teeth. So I used a flat shader brush, the Morphe M167. I just thought it was the perfect size and shape to create those zombie teeth. It made it so much easier because I didn't actually have to draw it in, and it was a perfect guide for later when I actually will outline the teeth. So now that I have the guide that I wanted for the zombie teeth, now I'm going to start outlining it, and I'm just using some black face paint and a very thin brush, and I'm just going to go ahead and outline all that area. The teeth are not going to be perfect. I really am just going with it. They're going to be kind of crooked. You know, it's a zombie. What zombie has perfect teeth? I don't think any zombie does. So that's pretty much just what I'm going to be doing. Just outlining it and creating those ugly teeth that zombie have. Now I'm just taking some green face paint and I'm just going to go ahead and outline the mouth of the zombie. I'm using green just because that's pretty much going to be the color that I'm going to use throughout this whole look. So now I'm just going to be taking this pink fuchsia color and I'm going to color in the whole inside part of the mouth, being really careful all around the teeth. But I do get a little smudge of black right there in the corners, so I just went ahead and covered it with pink. It's no big deal. And if you do mess up the teeth, also just outline it with black again. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Here I just started coloring my face with that green face paint, but then I realized that I still wasn't sure what I wanted to do with the rest of my face. So then I decided to go back to the teeth and kind of start shadowing in the corners of the teeth, kind of making them look a little like old and rotten. I don't know, making it look like that zombie has had a few little rough meals. So now I'm just going to be using this liquid eyeliner from Huda Beauty, and I'm just going to be drawing some shapes on my face. I really don't know what to call them, but it's kind of the illusion to make them look like holes. And at this point I still didn't know what color I was going to fill them in, but you get the idea. Go ahead and take this red face paint and just color in my lip. Nothing crazy or perfect. And then I'm just going to outline it with black face paint. And that's just going to go ahead and define really the shape that I was looking for, pointing out the little corners and actually really defining the Cupid's bow. So now that I'm happy the way the mouth came out and the lips, I'm just going to go ahead and outline the whole outer part of the mouth, just defining that shape and sharpening any edges. So now using a small tapered brush, I'm just going to take some black eyeshadow and I'm just going to start buffing out that whole outline that we had done. I just like the way it's creating shadow inside the mouth, so that's really just the purpose of that. I think it looks really cool. So now moving on to one side of the eye, I just used a blue eyeshadow from a Morphe palette and just started coloring in. I really didn't know exactly what I was going to do, but I felt like using that color was going to kind of give me a guide for the rest of the look. So later we'll just come back to the eyes, but right now I'm just drawing in, again, coloring in the part that I cut out for the brain and kind of extended it over to my whole forehead. And from there I just used two colors, the light pink and the fuchsia color, just to make those colors pop. And now I'm just here drawing some S squiggly lines, just what I think my own interpretation of a brain. To be honest, I actually did struggle through this. I was pretty surprised. And then I'm just gonna outline all that cutout of the brain. And from there, I'm gonna take a liquid liner in white from NYX, and I'm just gonna start drawing like little lines on all those squiggly lines just to kind of give it a different look. I think that that also will make the illusion of a brain pop out more. So I went ahead and used the fuchsia color for under my eyes and brought it out a little to the outer corner. And then I'm going to be using the green face paint and kind of blending it in with the fuchsia face paint and the blue eyeshadow that I did. And I'm just going to be coloring my face. I'm not going to do the whole thing because I'm still undecided on what I'm going to do for the rest of the half of the face, but you kind of get the idea what I'm going for. So now I'm just using a beauty blender just to blend everything out. I found it that it smoothed out the face paint a lot more than with the brush. So using black face paint, I started drawing out the brow. So my intention here was to make it look very cartoon-like. So I brought up the arch pretty high and curved it in right at the edges. And I feel like that came out actually perfect. So I was very happy the way the brows turned out. So now I'm just taking a black eyeshadow and placing that all over my eyelid. And then from there, I'm just going to buff everything out, make sure everything's blending in. And then I'm going to take a blue eyeshadow from the JACLYN Hill palette and put that right over the black because I love just how it popped. It worked out perfect. And then I'm just buffing everything out, making sure everything's blended in. And then from there, I'm going to take a purple eyeshadow from Juvia's Place. Really, any purple will work, and just blend it out with the fuchsia color under my eyes, just to make it look darker and more scarier. Okay, so using that NYX liquid eyeliner, I'm gonna use it to draw all the expression lines around the brows, under the eyes, around the mouth. I'm really just going anywhere I feel like I have expression lines of my own. That really helped as a guide, and just anywhere I feel like it needs it and even makes it look more animated. Now from that palette, I'm just going to go ahead and use some yellow face paint, and I'm just going to fill in all those holes on my face. So at this point, I still wasn't really feeling the look as far as that zombie vibe that I was going for. So I started drawing some wounds and filling them in with red face paint to make it look like blood. And then drawing stitches just to make it look like everything has been sewed in. I really feel like that really brought the look finally together. And again, I just used the NYX liquid eyeliner. Just makes things so easy to draw in. And I know what you're probably thinking. I know this video is very scattered. I'm sorry, I was very scattered brain throughout the whole thing. But I'm just taking black eyeshadow and just buffing out the inside of those holes that I created on the face. And now just using a white liquid liner, I'm just creating little lines all over the place, giving the look a little more detail. I think that white really helps everything pop. So I'm going to be doing that a lot moving forward. And now to carve out the nose, I just created a V in the middle of my nose and just kind of followed the curve of my nostrils. And then I just went ahead and filled all that in with that black face paint. So yeah, it was pretty easy. So to finish off the eye, I'm going to be using first as my base this white eyeshadow. It's like a satin pearl white from the JACLYN Hill palette. And I'm also going to be using that to highlight the brow bone on the other side of the eye. And also I'm going to be using it on the inner corners of the eyes as well. From that same palette, I'm going to use the black eyeshadow and put that all over my eye. Then using purple eyeshadow to put it on my eyelids, and going back with that black eyeshadow in the outer corner, buffing it all out and under my eyes in that whole eye area. Now we're just going to go ahead and finish off the rest of the face painting with that green face paint color. I'm just going to be really careful all around those drawings that I did for the stitches. I probably made this a little more complicated for myself, but like I said, I wasn't sure what I was doing. So yeah, we're just going to go with it. The worst timing to have an itchy nose. That's exactly what happened just now. So I was not completely happy with the eyeshadow, so I went to the Juvia's Place palette and I just grabbed a little bit more of that fuchsia color, put it under my eyes, used that purple to make those eyeshadows pop a little more on the eyelids, so I really liked how that turned out. So now I'm just adding a little bit of contour on the sides of the nose just to make it a little hollow, and just creating all these like little details on each side of my face, kind of these little inward triangles, I guess you can call them. Just adding any details that will make this look come together even more. Even adding more expression lines, you know, just whatever you want to do. It's just all helping this look come together. So again, I'm going to use that liquid white eyeliner, and I'm also going to add more details. Like I said, this white liner really helps the look of the pop art come out. I feel like that white just really does it for me. So that's just what I'm doing, adding more detail. The more detail you add, I feel the better this look starts looking. And now I'm just taking this small blending brush and I'm just going to go and buff out any harsh edges that I feel that look just way too harsh. Okay, so for my neck, I'm going to be using white face paint and a very pointy brush. And this is going to help me create those rectangle shapes for that neck skull, and every shape is going to get smaller as it comes further down my neck. So yeah, and I'm just going to curve kind of the edges to make it look not as perfect and straight. Again, to make that illusion like they're bones. Okay, so now I'm just going to draw out the shape of the neck. Nothing perfect, and I'm just going to start filling it in with that black color. Also, I kind of felt like I was missing one more bone, so I did go ahead and draw that in. And now very quickly, I'm just going to go ahead and take that green face paint and paint the rest of the light parts of my body. Since I wasn't too happy how the neck looked, I went ahead and added just a little more details, just making those edges kind of look distorted or pointy, however you want to call it. Like I said, little details that just make that difference. Okay, so we're getting really close to the end. So I'm just taking this dark eyeshadow. It's actually a dark green, and I'm just going to start buffing it in with this little buffing brush. And I feel like this is just going to create like this nice dirty look, and that green won't be so bright. So that's pretty much for this look. I'm just going to pop on some lashes and this really nice wig, and the look is completed, guys. I'm so excited. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you guys tune in for the next one. Bye!